Bucs, go Bucs. Go Bucs, go Bucs. Go Bucs, go Bucs. First and goal, we gotta tough it out. Get in the end zone and call a hot route. O-line to beat, right down the street. And have Humphreys run right underneath. You know it's Bucs ball, we got the hardest D. Bring the pressure to the QB. You know it's routine, we got hard greens. Welcome to Tampa, welcome to Tampa. Go Bucs, go Bucs. Reppin' for my team. Go Bucs, go Bucs. You know we want the ring. Go Bucs, go Bucs. Welcome to the Bay. Go Bucs, go Bucs. Tune in with Buccaneer Blake. Bucs back, we can run and toss like Evans, looking like Randy Moss. And Jameis make the play on the defense. You can't stop Levante. On my boy McCoy, who you can't avoid. At the Raymond James, you about to feel the pain. If you a Bucs fan, make a lot of noise. If you a Bucs fan, make a lot of noise. Go Bucs.
That ain't my girlfriend. That's
Wait a minute, let it run. You know how it is.
She's staying with you, but this that's my baby.
What's going on, Greg? What's going on, Greg? Let me run here, let it catch up and everything. As it says, tend to lag a little bit when you don't let it jump into it right away. All right. Without further ado, let me give you Bucs Report, reporting live with BUCnBLAKESPORTS.com with your host, Mr. Buccaneer Blake himself. Now, you know how we always do. I always ask, is this thing rolling? Is this thing rolling? Yes, it is. So let's go with BucsReport.com. You put the B in Bucs, and you can't say Bucs without Bucs Report. So I'm reporting out of my small area out of Dunedin, Florida, representing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, talking about team I like, the team I love. But first and foremost, I am a football fan. And let's get with the preliminaries as we always do. So let us know what state you're from, country, stuff like that. We got people that represent Britain, New England, and stuff like that, and also across the country and where you sit at in the stadium. I know somebody sent me a message. Somebody sitting at 230 something. I'm at 147, all the way in the front of the end zone, row C. We'll get into our sponsors. We'll go into our sponsors as usual. Please will show our sponsor some support by checking out the Rat Pack Sports Show, Rich Kid Money Bear Clothing, Woodham Insurance. Make sure to check those guys out. If you need any more information, I can make sure to get that out to you. Other sponsors, Lids in St. Pete Tyrone Mall. Contact Christopher Shaw, 727-381-4820. Receive 10% off your first purchase when you mention Bucs Report or Buccaneer Blake with the Bucs Report. Offering a mega contractor, first and last name in construction. Check them out at www.sunroomcontractor.com or dial 813-NEW-ROOF or 813-NEW-HOME. If you mention either Bucs Report or Buccaneer Blake or BUCnBLAKE Sports, receive $250 off your first service. Contact name is Eric White. I said, can't leave these guys out. These guys are most important. Please check out my fellow Bucs Report members. They are as follows. Sunday, Midnight Madness with Bill Siebert. Tuesday, Tampa Tony and the Ramblin' Rossi Posse on Tony's Take from 8 to 8:30. BritBucs from 1 to 1:30 p.m. That is on Tuesdays. Wednesdays, Bill and Larry Sports Show, weekly wrap-up, 8:30. And Thursday, your host here. It used to be 7 to 8. It is now going to be moved to between 2 and 3 p.m. on Thursdays. So I know you try to get you guys coming in after work to check out the show, but I'm going to have to do it early, doing my work schedule and trying to be consistent with times. And if you guys miss it, you guys can check out the pre-recorded show. Saturdays, with Peter Blake. You got the Sports Web, my man Sweet Pete. You can check out the Sports Web from 3 to 6. And he has the day after show at 9 p.m. So, Bucs versus Giants, what do we know? So Justin, the Bucs suck. I can't even argue with that at this point. And it's a thing that it's from the top on down. I wish it was like one thing, but it's just not. It's something deep within the soul. The issue with this team, and that's really it. It's not just missing one piece and then we can just move on from there. It's a deep within the soul type issue here, and it goes from the top on down. From Malcolm Glazer moving on to the kids taking over. It's becoming it's what I'm gonna say it became an issue. People are really starting to realize, the ones that really know this team and know the issues that are going on, that's deep within the roots of this squad. But when the Giants-Bucs game, we knew Saquon Barkley was going to have his way. Wasn't going to be really much people going to stop him. He was going to run or catch it all over us. Fitzpatrick I guess that run is over. The magic is all gone from, I guess, week 2. Everybody fell in love with him. I was saying before, when everybody kept saying about all these deep passes that he was throwing to Jackson, I was like, well, the last deep pass he threw to Jackson was in week 2 against the Eagles. He hasn't thrown one since. Since that game, teams adjusted to how we play, and we still call plays to fit into their game plan. We don't make teams adjust to us. We adjust to teams and hurt ourselves. Peyton Barber had a real good game. We learned that Peyton Barber, he's slowly coming mature, man, but it's going to be like that because he didn't have a whole lot of time to play in Auburn. He started one season and was successful, and he kind of left school, to deal with his family issues and stuff like that. And so it's like basically he's like going through college, through the NFL here, learning how to play the game and learning tricks in the trade and following, little things like that. And it's great seeing him progress like that. Would like to see somebody else that could, compensate him too, catching and receiving out the backfield and tilting the rock a little bit too. It'd be nice to have a couple weapons doing that. So I think that would be kind of cool. I always do my thing I haven't done in a while. I used to do all the time was the breaking point. The breaking point in that game was when we went down and scored to get some momentum to get back in the game. Their offense came right back and scored. This is the breaking point, was just the fact that we just couldn't stop them, period, when we needed to stop them. I know Winston came in and did what he can do, and there's just nothing you can do when your defense is not going to give you no act right and get any stops for you. So, he came in and get 3 70-plus yard drives for scores, but it just wasn't enough. It was fun to watch, but there's nothing we can do. Appreciate them fighting to the end, but it is what it is. Fitzpatrick had the same type of thing. There's not much we can do. I said the other thing we learned, I've been known, is that Dirk Cutter does not need to be here anymore. As I already knew, Duffy, wasn't much going to happen because you're still calling the same defense. You just put another person there. You can't blame Mike Smith anymore. Nothing's changed. So it wasn't really Mike Smith. Or was it the scheme or whatever we're calling? I don't know. Like I said, there's a lot of answers that you'll never get. And I will say everything looks the same when you look at the Bucs defense. Moving on. So will Winston make a strong comeback? I think the young man's created even more pressure on himself than I think he ever has. With a $20 million contract at stake, getting re-signed. We have never re-signed another quarterback. I think the stakes are high more than ever now. Now that Fitzpatrick is falling apart, and I think that talk is subsided. I think all the people that hate Winston, or whatever you want to call him, as Mike Clayton will call him, some names. Oh, make sure to check out Mike Clayton's show coming up soon. Coming up real soon. Called Listen Up. Check out Mike Clayton's show. Listen Up. Check him out. He's going to be talking about some great stuff in the Tampa Bay community, talking about his own views, and it's basically going to be his own flavor. So make sure to check Mike out, and I'll even help promote some of his stuff too, whatever he's got going on. Mike, I think Mike's got a good grasp on stuff he needs to talk about when it goes with his team and stuff like that. And he's played, so he'll have a little more insight than I would have. He's got a little bit more connections. So make sure to hit Mike up and check his show out. Listen Up. I think those stakes are high for Winston right now with everything against him and everyone against him. And it's kind of sad because I think, like I said, Clayton said best. I think more, a lot of people want to see him fail, just whether it's sacrificing the Bucs or not, or whoever is back there. I didn't care who was playing quarterback; just wanted to see the Bucs win. I think people would rather see him fail and the Bucs lose. It's just sad. It's just that it's not even a Buccaneer thing. It's just today people's worldviews thing. It's gotten like that. That's just what it is. But he has all the potential to make a great comeback. Just take what the defense gives you, make the plays you can make, and move forward. It's really not that hard. It is the hardest position to play in the league, but just take what they give you and move forward. I'm not gonna sit up here and say it's an easy job because it's not. That's why only 32 people can play it. It's 32 teams, and all of them don't play it very well. So just have to put himself in good situations, and coaches have to put their players in good situations. It's a double-edged sword here. So, but Winston controls a lot of it because he holds the ball predominantly the most by playing quarterback. So I think he can do it. I think he'll make a strong comeback because I think he knows a lot of people relying on him, and people don't want to start over this quarterback coach process again. We're just tired of seeing it. We're ready to move on. So Winston sends a message out. He says he hasn't given up on Tampa Bay fans, but have the fans given up on Winston? It's hard to say. It's a lot of mixed reviews. Like I just said before, there's a lot of people been ready to move on. And, like I told you, I had this conversation before. People want to move on, like that because they think that's what the culture is here in Tampa Bay, to keep switching coaches and quarterbacks all the time, like you're changing underwear. They think that's the recipe for success here, and it's not. So we have to keep the consistency here in Tampa Bay, and that's really what we need to do here, and it's really hard to do, with all these odds against you and stuff like that. So it's tough. It's just like I said, it's a thing that has to start from the top on down, and we have to just build continuity here, man. It's just, but to answer the question, I think people have, I don't know. It's really mixed. It's really mixed. I know I have. I don't want to do that over again. It's sad enough that you're going to have to do it with the head coach because Dirk was not a head coach, man. He's not. You're not going to get very much production out of that. So, so we need to move on from that. Not Winston, but, coaching and get somebody in here, team builder, maybe a strong guy like John Fox. Everybody telling Jack Del Rio, I wouldn't mind having Jack Del Rio as defensive coordinator. Man likes to take risks, and I'm not mad at that. I'm mad at you. I'm not ever going to be mad at you for trying to win a game. That's where I'm at with that. Let's go Bucs versus 49ers. Keys to victory. Like I said, always, I ain't going to keep beating that up talking about getting to the quarterback. You give Winston about 25 to 28 passes. Hopefully you can get Barber a running game, 30 carries, lighten the load up the quarterback, lighten the amount of passes. Winston gets about 250 yards passing. That's a good day. Having to throw the ball 50 times. And you just keep things in front of you and just make the plays you can make. I think that'll be the keys, the recipe. to win in this game in this league. Just take the plays we can make. That we you said who for coach? It's really hard, Joseph. It's really hard to say. I mean, we'll see who gets fired. I know a lot of people want Harbaugh. I don't know if the Baltimore Ravens are going to move on from that because there really is nothing out there. And things like that really don't fall into our lap. Then the other part of it, does Harbaugh really want to come here? So, I mean, it's a mess here, man. I don't think a lot of people want to work with the Glazers because they don't have a clue. Like I said, Malcolm was the one with the brains, with the football brains. These guys here, oh, man. They need to just do the accounting and let somebody in football operations handle it. So it's really hard to say. But if I had to say, I wouldn't mind Harbaugh here. I wouldn't mind John Fox knows how to build a defense the way he did for the Broncos. He built some decent teams. Panthers took them to the Super Bowl. He built some decent teams. So, a guy like that, I would love to, Marty Morningwig maybe, work with Andy Reid. I really want guys who worked in an organization that knows how to win and knows the recipe for success and use players that you draft the way that you need to use them. That's the kind of coach I want here. It's not just going to stick to one script. You got to kind of be flexible from game to game because you got to really want to go against what your opponent is good at, and you want to take away what your opponent is good at doing. So, Rex Ryan. I think Rex Ryan was a good coach. I think he got screwed with the quarterback situation there, and then playing in that division against the Patriots every year. But Rex Ryan wouldn't be a bad option. Somebody that's defensive oriented and would like to run the ball. Old school guy, wouldn't be mad at that. You didn't know you just need somebody in here that has an image about themselves and that would want to impose that image onto the team and bring some type of fire to this team and motivate people. We don't really have that here. We got maybe guys, that's here just want to get their resume up or get a shot or get paid, and that's from the players and all that. And and their heart's not really into it. I mean, you can tell, man, looking at a guy, and you can tell what he's here for. And and it's sad because a lot of us spend our money on that, and that's just what you got to deal with. But Joseph, to answer your question, I wouldn't be mad at Rex Ryan, because more than likely we're not going to get Harbaugh. We wouldn't get that lucky. So Madden 19 prediction. Madden predict us to beat the 49ers 31-17. Jameis Winston throws for 28 attempts. Barber in the run game get 35 carries. So that's about right what I said. The limited amount of passes and get about 250 to 300 yards passing and get a victory and keep things simple. But Shanahan ain't gonna make it that simple for us. He's gonna call a lot of plays that we're weak against. You're gonna see a lot of open boots and a lot of open boot stretching the defense and stretching plays where receivers are running to get open and stuff like that. That's another thing we really do. We don't do a lot of pick routes. Like when you watch the Chiefs and the Rams game, they literally have the same offenses. All they run is pick routes, rub routes. That's all they run. And let the receivers drag all the way across the field and they just throw the ball there. That's all they run. I mean, damn, it's like damn near almost illegal just running picks every play, but maybe the Bucs need to start calling that stuff. But like I said, Dirk Cutter doesn't adjust. So, like I said, Madden 19 predictions, 31-17. Bucs get the win. Motivation for the week. I usually got a good one. What was last week? Never sell yourself short. Stay true to who you are. Stay true to who you are. Never let people change you for what they think or what they say about you. Stay true to who you are. And take one day at a time. I think that's a good thing. I'm kind of thinking about the food right now, Thanksgiving. I know most of you guys are probably getting ready and all that. I know I am too. I'm thinking about it. I'm not going to do X's and O's today. It's Thanksgiving. You can go into all that. It's going to be kind of tough doing that now, more in the daytime with you guys working and stuff like that, and get interaction with you guys checking out game to game. But we'll see how that goes and how you guys want to do it. That's all I got for today. It's Thanksgiving. I want to keep it too long because I want to eat. Getting a headache. Got to eat. Worked all night last night. And I just wanted to give my take on stuff like that. As always, I appreciate you guys all checking me out all the time, showing me support. Like I said, check out my boy Mike Clayton, his show Listen Up. Check out BucsReport.com. check out everybody. There's all the other shows. Everybody puts in a lot of work, a lot of articles, to give you guys thinking about different views and avenues and stuff. And don't get so sensitive. When people put out articles, it's just to talk about stuff that people like to talk about. But I think more than ever, got to support our players on this team, and if we want to move forward, is sometimes we don't get a lot of support from the top, and the top sometimes listen to us down in the ground, and we got to show support for moves and stuff like that, because them guys need help with some of the decisions that they make. When this, as we always do, guys, you're the master of everything. What you do with your life, what you do with it, is entirely up to you. Thank you, guys. God bless, and fire those cannons.